congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We're here, the red carpet, the Tribeca Film Festival, your film, Framing John DeLorean, screening here tonight. Can you just kind of run me through kind of the emotional gamut?
It's heavy. It's it's one of those things where we were getting ready to come here, and I think we've been making films for like 13 years, 14 years, and we've been fortunate enough to be in many film festivals, and we've had a great time here before with Slow Learners at Tribeca Film Festival a couple years ago. And the thing is to never take it for granted, because we don't take it for granted, and we know that this isn't a given, and we have to try to slow it down and enjoy it while we have it, because there's no guarantee that we'll be back. So.
And listen, we try to maintain perspective. We're not curing cancer. We could be roofing. I appreciate the opportunity and what we have, and we try to keep that into perspective. At the same time, this is what we do for a living, and you can't help but feel that nights like tonight make or break things, right? And you give your heart and soul to a film for a couple of years, and then you lose all perspective on it, and you put it out in front of an audience and cross your fingers and just hope to God that they like it.
It's like pulling your kid on the playground and hope he doesn't get bullied,
Right. So let's see if we get bullied tonight or not.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about this film, right? John DeLorean has been described as sort of the dream leading man for Hollywood for decades.
Right.
A film hadn't been made about him.
They can't crack the code.
They couldn't crack the code. You guys have come along. I think you've probably cracked the code.
I hope so.
We're trying.
I hope so.
Why did you want to take on this project?
John certainly is a larger-than-life character. And when you start to peel back the layers, you realize that, much like everyone, you can't paint someone with just one brush. Was he hero or villain? Can't you be both? And what are those shades in between? Can you be a loving, devoted father and a ruthless businessman that screws people over? Turns out you can, right? As we've learned, through the years. So it was fascinating for us to kind of explore the relationships and the idea of memory and truth and who you are to someone, and is there a real person. And that's why it was so fun to not just have documentary and narrative, but we shot behind the scenes of the making of the narrative. So we talked to Alec and Morena and Josh about their characters and why their characters were making certain decisions at certain moments, and it frankly informs the viewer's opinion of who that person was.
That's good. Everything she said.
Well, and yeah, I think the meta story is something that people can really, really relate to. But talk to me about some of the challenges, because telling a story in documentary, but then having the reenactments, right? That's another level of filmmaking.
Right.
So talk to me about some of the
And then the behind the scenes, it wasn't challenging enough. We needed to level up one more time and really create a shit show for ourselves. It was a messy puzzle, but one that I hope we figured out. It was interesting as filmmakers to have that kind of Jenga tower where, we made the documentary first and then figured out what points in John's life would be best represented or helped out by these narrative scenes. And then shooting behind the scenes kind of created this connective tissue between the doc and the narrative, and figuring all that out. But you pull one piece and it could all fall apart.
Yeah,
so
it was very challenging
tricky
to try to figure the balance out, and I hope we got it right, but we'll see.
And one last question, Alec Baldwin to play John DeLorean.
Come on, right?
Yeah.
Was that the most
it's
obvious
amazing.
choice, or talk to me about the casting?
Well, he was our only choice, because we're working on a limited doc budget, and we were talking about, if we're going to do this and do it the way that we want to do it at the level that we want to do it, we can't just have no-name people play these roles. So we were like, who do we have access to and who do we know? And we were fortunate to have a relationship with Alec with a film that he was a fan of ours with, and we sent him an email about this, and he said, sounds interesting. And we spoke to him about it, and he came on board. So at that moment, we really felt that we could make the movie that we really hoped we could make, and hopefully that's the film that everybody's going to see tonight.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, no, we're very fortunate to have someone like Alec, because he's so intelligent and thoughtful, and the questions that he would ask and the conversations we were having behind the scenes were really informing how we were figuring out who John DeLorean was, which is really, the whole purpose of the film. So it was fun to be able to have those conversations with him and help make discoveries together. We're just so lucky. He's an actual movie star, and to have him in a documentary, is insane. We're very lucky.
Do you have time for one more question?
Sure.
So I spoke with John DeLorean's daughter,
Yeah.
Catherine, yeah.
and she told me that she didn't know all those other sides to her father. She
Right.
just, when he was her dad,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's how she saw him.
Yeah.
And then she said she saw this film and saw a whole other side of him. What's that like?
It's an amazing. It's honestly like that's one of the things that it's hard to put into words. Like we when we do a film, we kind of divorce ourselves from obviously we're dealing with real people. But when we get in the edit room, it's all pieces of a puzzle, and so we start to reduce everything to that level. But we are dealing with real people and real people's lives, and to have Catherine respond to the film in the way that she did and really seem like moved by it. That kind of means everything to us, because if I feel like we did her father justice and we portrayed him in a certain way that made her feel good about and maybe mended some, kind of unresolved issues in her life, and what more can you ask for as a filmmaker?
We feel very lucky. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. And to have Catherine give us access to not just her life, but a really painful, traumatic, kind of defining moment of her life, and unwrap it like we did, and have her be cool with it is just amazing, really.